My dad and I are starting the ultimate challenge in Scotland, as we become the managers of Queen of the South and Alloa Athletic in the third tier. The goal, well, that is to become the first to win the Scottish Premier League and claim ultimate bragging rights, which could be quite tricky with Celtic and Rangers knocking around still. So far in Season 1, both Dad and I have gained promotion from the third tier. And in Season 2, while I went mad building a stupidly weird tactic, Dad stuck with the same system for once. And while he narrowly missed out on back-to-back promotions in the playoff, I was winning the league again and already finding myself in the top flight. But this is where it's going to become really difficult for me. However, Dad needs to find a way of joining me soon in the Scottish Premier League. So to improve Dad's team going into season number 3, he's already started signing some new players, including a striker and a centre-back. More players were joining, but not exactly game-changing signings just yet. But as I was going into the top league, I needed to make sure I kept hold of my good players, and Owusu signs a new deal. And I really needed to improve the standard of my first team, and I began that by signing 3 players on free transfers. Both of us had the same idea though. We needed a new goalkeeper and we welcomed one to each of our sides. However, with money being so tight for my Queen of the South side, I might have to rely on loans as I welcome a defender in. Dad of course had a bit more cash to play around with than I did and continued to sign new players to his team in hopes of promotion this season. With the season already beginning though, I might have to consider changing my tactic as I'm not having success in the top flight. Only 1 point for my opening 3 league games, and I am considering going back to my season 1 tactic at the 4-3-3 with a bit of defensive stability. Although our first match after the switch was a loss, it was against Aberdeen and it was only 2-1. Dad's start to the season has been a little up and down as well as his team tries to adjust with even more new signings. I don't know where I need to change it or not. The trouble is, it's like, I mean, this game here, I conceded in the 94th minute.
Yeah, you're unlucky there, really.
Might have been a really good point away to Aberdeen.
Well, it would have been because that's the first top team, I would say, in that league that you've played against and you nearly got a draw.
Yeah.
So it's unlucky.
So that's the question. Do I carry on with this or do I take a gamble and go for the 3-2-4-1 that I was using last season to great success, might I add?
Yeah.
The only trouble I really have is my squad depth. Like, they gave me hardly anything to come up with. And after a couple of signings, that was it. It was like, right, I can't do any more. So my squad is also really small. I'm in such a difficult position.
Yeah, you are, yeah. And we did say this, didn't we, that it's going to be one of those things with this league. The top boys are going to give you hammerings or take points they get off you. And what do you do with the teams below you?
Yeah.
Or around you? That's the games you've got to make sure you win.
Yeah.
And which tactic's going to do that, I don't know. Can't help you, mate.
Oh, no, that's it. I'm being resorting to having to run with this now and just see really how it's going to get on. I don't know whether to switch to this.
It's about survival, isn't it? You've got to survive in that league and build.
I think I'll stick with this. I think it was a good game against Aberdeen, and I was just unlucky with the last minute finish there from the penalty spot. But there we go. It's very different, Dad, on your side of the situation because you've lost one game there. Well, you've lost two games.
2 league games, yeah.
Yeah, away from home. But you're still in contention, I would say, of going up.
I've lost 2 away games, but I'm still happy.
Yeah, they still think you're 200 to 1 to get promoted.
I don't understand why that. I mean, I got finished second in the league last season.
Yeah.
And they're 201 and 2.
Although I'm 600 to 1 in the league above. So very interesting stuff.
I felt I've had a good transfer window as well. I thought I've got some good players and I feel that I've got a better starting 11 as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a few of them. Juma Race,
I needed a better striker. I've got a better striker in.
This might be your best signing.
I've just better say that. I think this is my best signing. They've just sat beyond the 2 strikers and he's a finisher as well, which is I like that.
Yeah.
This guy's going to score me. I wouldn't be surprised if he's my leading goal scorer.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. He looks brilliant in behind the striker. Colin McAvoy has also come in recently as like a good backup.
Yeah, definitely.
Centre back, but you've got some decent players. Didn't spend a penny, of course.
Nope.
You weirdly had like more money than me, which was bizarre. But
I mean, the signings that I can see right from there is I've got new centre back leak.
Yeah.
New right back.
Let's hope he's not leaky at the back, eh?
I've got a new goalkeeper. I've also got a reserve centre back in as well, and then it's obviously the guys up front that you've just seen.
These two
there, yeah. So I feel that I've got a better start in 11.
Yeah.
So
I know you're a bit under the weather. We can probably hear that from your voice. But this is the third season you haven't touched this tactic.
Well, I've looked at the squad.
You're signing
that I've got.
goalkeepers, so we're not going like crazy.
No, I
weird.
only signed the one keeper.
Yeah.
I only signed the one keeper, really. And probably the keeper from last season was really good, but I just felt I needed to strengthen that position. And I think that's what it is. When I took over Alloa, this was the best tactic I had. And all I've done with the transfers that I've had, because obviously I'm getting freebies.
Yeah.
I've improved each position that I've bought a player for.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a player for a position that I don't play. And that's why I haven't changed.
It's been 2 years, he's finally learning.
This is what happens when I get no money. I concentrate a bit more then, don't I?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even though I tell you this all the time, buy the players for the tactic you're using. Don't buy players and change the tactic that works into something that won't.
Hey, new year, new me.
Oh, it's about time. Anyway,
It won't last long.
You started off the season okay. It's going to be a tough season for you to get automatic, I think, but you'll certainly be in the playoff situation, I think, at the end there. Lewis Dobby is still scoring a lot of goals for you, the youngster. He's your top scorer
He's got
so
5
far.
already, so I'm pleased with that.
Yeah.
So, the last 2 games I'm really pleased with, so it looks like I'm away now.
Yeah, will we be switching leagues? That's the interesting question. Let's find out. Well, Dad's next match, he did pick up a fairly fortunate win thanks to an own goal, but that's maybe where his luck decided to run out. Because what followed was back-to-back 3-0 losses, first against Falkirk, and then an away trip to St Johnstone, and things weren't going much better on my end either. I had only managed to secure 2 wins in my opening 21 league games, and was rooted to the bottom of the league with only 6 draws saved me from a disaster start. Dad's Alloa side never picked up the form that he had in the first 2 seasons, and he found himself falling to 5th place and outside of the playoffs by 14 points with not many games remaining. So the question may not be whether we were swapping leagues, and instead just will I be rejoining Dad in the Championship. My only hope is that with just 5 games to go until the league splits into 2, I was only 2 points behind safety and would get to play all of the teams around me. Unfortunately for Dad, his season got even worse and he found himself only 3 points away from a relegation playoff spot in 7th. Meanwhile, my fight was well and truly still on as I defeated Dundee United and then drew to Dundee. And after the split, it was another 3 points against Dundee United after a wonder strike from Rooney. But the biggest win came in the second to last game as we defeated Hearts 3-0, which was the 3 points that helped me climb above Dundee United into 10th place and to be safe. Well, considering I was bottom of the league for such a long time, I survived by the skin of my
your
teeth.
Yeah.
This was quite a testing season, but once we got into the relegation, I mean, look at that. Never got higher than where I actually finished. I actually finished in 10th, look. I was only ever once not 10th, and that was the first game, match 2, when I got 1 point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know how I managed to do that, really. But still, we managed to do it.
Yeah,
the run that we went on towards the end of the season, 2 wins in our last 3 games, is what's made me survive. And in that relegation group of just 5 games, the 2 wins and a draw. Huge, absolutely huge for me. Have they backed me though? Have they? By the looks of it, I don't think they're really backing me. Goals wise, I mean, Adam Brooks has still done really well for me, and Owuzu's done quite well as well from that right hand side. I do think I need to bring in some better defenders. I think that might be the case going into this next season. But we're $1 million in the red already. I ain't done anything. Barely bought anybody in. I don't know how we're $1 million in the red. We're going to might have to sell a player or something. I don't really know. But Dad, for you, not so good. 7th place.
Really disappointed with that.
Only 3 points off relegation yourself.
Yeah. I went from losing, was it 5 games last season to 18 games this season?
Yeah.
And what I thought was a better starting 11.
Yeah.
Disappointed with that.
That's because you didn't change your tactic. Shit. What do I always tell you?
Yeah, there you go. See,
They'll suss it out.
We know what's coming.
But yeah, really poor end of the season there. I wonder whether you had like just a stupid amount of injuries coming in. That could be a possibility this season. You had a few players out for about 4 weeks. Nothing
Striker
major
there.
though.
Striker, that's Lewis Dunbar, who's my main striker anyway.
He got 20 goals for you.
Yeah, he still played 41 games as well.
Yeah. So maybe you missed him when he wasn't there, but yeah, I mean, they're giving you more money than I'm getting. I'm the league above, but I guess financially, I mean, you're not as much in the red.
No.
You are in the red. You're not as much as in the red as what I am. So it's going to be a big summer for both of us because you still need to push for that promotion.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
I need to avoid relegation at all costs this season.
I've got a bigger
coming.
squad than you as well. I can afford to sell a few players, but
yeah,
I ain't got anybody with big value in my team.
No, that's
really.
trouble, but I'm guessing this will definitely change.
It's looking that way, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, then. Well, let's see what we do across the summer. Dad wasted no time signing new players and, of course, trying to change up his system into a 4-2-3-1 from his narrow diamond. And the revolving door of new signings at Alloa continued as more midfielders joined the club as well as a winger. Meanwhile, I knew I needed to improve my defence and I brought in a decent fullback who can cover both sides. And as more defenders came in, I backed this up with a switch up of a system to a 4-1-4-1 as I'm determined to stop leaking goals this season. Dad then signed a veteran striker and Eamon Brophy to play up front. And despite only playing now a one striker formation, another striker joined the club. God knows what Dad's up to. He was buzzing though as his scouts came to him with a cracking goalkeeper he could sign on a free transfer. Speaking of which, I had a plan of my own, because a player became available that would be amazing. I just need to sell a player, so I accept a huge bid for Adam Brooks. But somehow an impending takeover then cancelled the deal and prevented me from signing World Cup winner Mario Götze to Queen of the South. I am absolutely gutted. Imagine a world where Mario Götze would have been playing for Queen of the South.
Yeah.
In the Premiership.
You tried everything, mate, didn't you?
I was willing. I mean, he's 34. He's one of my all-time favourite players just because of I loved him when he was at Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, he scored the World Cup final goal in 2014. I was willing to sell my either captain or vice-captain, Adam Brooks, who was a striker that I have been trying to cling on to my whole time. He's not getting like first team minutes at the minute, but I was willing to get rid of him to bring in Mario Götze for £1.1 million. And then, out of nowhere, how often do takeovers happen, by the way?
Yeah.
Where they actually go through and have a transfer embargo. Out of nowhere, Falkirk. Transfer embargo. Cancelled the deal. Might be good in the long run.
I think it's done you a favour. For the time being, he's younger. He's got more years. You're selling me.
Yeah, but I wanted Mario Götze. He is so good. I would have had to have played him here. Mind because we're not playing a centre attacking midfielder, or I change it around a little bit just to suit Mario Götze because he's World Cup winner Mario Götze.
I'd do the same if Harry Kane came up with a freebie. I'd be trying to get
exactly two very different types of players.
Well, yeah,
but the bloody board. I mean, I've got enough in there. It just wouldn't let me adjust, and I tried to interact with them. They weren't having it at all. But anyway, I mean, I have changed tactics. I've gone for my 4-1-4-1, which I know is a lot more defensively structured and suits me having these good attacking midfielders. It just leaves a lot up front for the one man. You kind of need a really good striker up there, which I was hoping would be more Owuzu, but I think Adam Brooks most of the time has started games at the minute. He does actually phase in, so Owuzu will probably get some minutes. Maybe we'll see a better outcome for him because of that, because I do think he's good enough for this level. He's a fantastic player.
He's getting better. I mean, he's only 21.
Yeah.
So,
that's it, yeah. As an advanced forward, hopefully he can pick up some goals. We've got enough players around him to try. I mean, these two in midfield, I think, is what's going to help the most. Got a box-to-box midfielder there. He's perfect for that role. Taylor Richards, only 25 as well. And then Davis, of course, helped me get up into this division. Ben Davis is still here, the Thailand international, and doing really well.
Yeah,
so
still getting better as well, yeah.
It's just my defence. We still haven't really brought in that many good defenders. And the board are still being so strict that I don't have a lot of players. So we're just going to have to rock with what we got, unfortunately, with that transfer budget. But it is a good start to the season in comparison to what we were last year. I mean, getting 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 draw, 1 loss is not bad at all. We actually sit in 4th. We're not going to stay there, don't get me wrong. But for now, we're sat in 4th. And Falkirk, who somehow had £1 million to offer me, is bottom of the league right now. But anyway, in the division below, Dad, your quest of trying to get out of the Cinch Championship and into the Premiership, again, has took a bit of a rocky start.
2 losses already.
Same as me, 7 points in 5 games. But you're not 4th, you're 6th instead. 2 wins there against Ross County and Queen's Park. You've obviously brought in some good players. We've seen a few of them.
Yeah, I felt I had a good transfer window. I mean, I lost a few players coming the end of the contracts, weren't interested in signing new contracts. Lost my keepers, so I had to get a couple of keepers in.
Yeah,
so.
you signed a Man United keeper.
Yeah.
Luke Molyneux's also joined as well.
Yeah.
Looks like a decent winger.
There you go. That tells you something straight away then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If I find a winner, what am I doing? I'm going to be playing wingers.
Although you did sign how many strikers of it? 3?
Yeah, I did.
And then you're only actually playing 1 up front.
The reason being that is because the winger that was playing well last season, he was a better winger, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I stuck him out on the wing. So I felt I've lost my best striker. So I just brought in a couple of strikers as well. Dobie was the one I'm talking about. He's gone out into the wing. So I'm hoping he's still going to score me the goals. I brought Stuart in as my main striker now.
Yeah.
But obviously, playing 1 up front, you still need your reserve strikers because I don't want they'll be coming off the wing. I want to keep him out there. So they had to be good strikers to sort of like keep him off there because he will. As soon as Stuart gets injured, he'll go straight into that position.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I've got a good keeper in. This team will do it this time.
Okay, well.
The last couple of results were all right, so.
Let's have a look. One last thing that we checked then, the season preview. You've come off the bottom now.
Yeah, they're
only in 7th.
Yeah, they're sort of favouring me a little bit more. What, 16
Dundee United, I mean, if they don't go
Yeah.
up, there's something wrong by the looks of those odds of 1 to 91, which is absolutely mental. In the Premiership, it's Falkirk who's at the bottom as well. Obviously, they're going through a takeover. Somehow they had £1 million to spend, which I don't... Is that some kind of like scam? Was I about to be scammed here? Is that money laundering? What was happening there? That was ridiculous. But there we go. We're no longer at the bottom. Can we survive again? And will Dad be joining us in this league? Well, I capitalise on my 50-50 start with a great run of 3 on the bounce at the end of September, followed by another 4 points. After that, though, losses started to creep in as we then had a bad run of games in December. However, we still find ourselves really safe in 7th place and 18 points from the drop. Dad, on the other hand, was still struggling. He was drawing too many games, meaning that when he finally did pick up a run of wins, it only allowed him to sneak into the playoffs and way off the automatic promotion. But he never deserved to finish even in the playoffs with just 5 wins after Christmas. Too many draws and losses and Dad's playoff hopes were over, finishing in 5th place and 5 points behind. And although I had struggled against the big boys, form was much better for me at the end of the season. I enjoyed the relegation group split, as I went unbeaten in this group and finished in 7th place and over 20 points away from any danger. Well, Dad, I don't know. You've had 2 bad seasons in a row now.
I finished below at Dundee though. They were favourites.
Yeah, they were like wildly favourites. They finished in 6th. Like, this league is incredibly unpredictable, which goes to show when the 2 promoted sides from 2 seasons ago finished 1st and 2nd.
Yeah.
But
I drew too many games.
Yeah, 10 games in total, 52
you can't
points.
afford to draw that many games, so
way off as well.
Yeah, nowhere near it. So have a look at it again now, won't I?
Back to the drawing board.
Start tinkering again, I think.
But bad season, even in the cups, like quarter-final exit by Queen's Park, who got relegated from your league. Rangers
when you
in
go
the
against
Scottish
Rangers
Cup.
and Aberdeen, I'm expecting to lose against them teams as well. So yeah, bad season.
Okay, well, I had a good season. This is a win for me because, all right, we didn't finish in the top half, but we are so far away from that relegation scrap. I am really, really pleased. So the defensive side of the game was definitely useful for me this season. Our goal difference was a positive. Neymar's still in the league, by the way, in case you didn't see that previously. Neymar is in there. 10 assists this year. He's got the highest average rating in the league. Oh, what a player. But no, he's actually just left. He's gone to Flamengo now. But there we go. So I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah.
So I can push on for next season. Maybe get into that top half. Push for a European spot. Who knows? If they back me, which currently they definitely haven't.
No.
And financially, £2 million in the red now. So it's actually getting worse. I'm not quite sure what they're expecting me to do about it because it's not like I'm breaking the bank signing players. Maybe I'll have to sell Adam Brooks. Bring him in. There's another who's interested in him. Maybe I have to sell him and see what happens from
your main
from
striker. That good striker you signed is 6 to 8 million now. That could solve all your problems.
And he's wanted.
Yeah,
he is wanted. Dronians, who if they're coughing up that, fair play.
Yeah.
But I very much doubt it. I think they're the league below. So unless you're doing that in the championship, I have no idea how you're managing to do that. That's absolutely mental. You got 19 goals for me. That's not bad. Morrison got 16 as well from the wings. It seems he's done quite well. Grant Savory 10 and 10. Fantastic stuff. Yourself, though, Dad, where did it go wrong, do you think? Dobby got you Leighton Stewart, got you 17. Dobby got you 12.
So I got the new striker in, he got me 17 goals, so I'm happy with that. Dobby from the wing got me 12 with 8 assists, so yeah, Shadow Striker, I think, let me down. He didn't score so many goals, did he?
No, he didn't, yeah. He broke his total towards the end of the season. He only got 7 goals.
That's what let me down. I expected that goal. When I signed him, I expected him to be leading goal scorer the season before and this season, really, but he's just not doing it for me, is he?
No, he isn't at this point. Now, going into the transfer window, you have a minus wage budget there, which isn't going to be too great for you. At the minute, it doesn't look like you've got much. It might... I mean, you're also in the red as well.
Yeah.
It might be because we haven't ticked over to the right part yet. We're only in the 18th of May, so that could be the reason. But right now, it doesn't look like either of us have got much money. We could be both looking at selling players in the future, but I don't know where you're going to sell yours from. You might have to really sort out a good tactic.
Yeah, I've got a big squad, but not much value in the squad. That's my problem.
Yeah, Lewis Lee seems to have a little bit of interest in him there.
Yeah.
And he is worth quite a lot. You still got 100% of your transfer revenue. That could be an option for you.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think we're going to have to sell all of our players to try and accomplish something here and take us to the next step? We knew this challenge was going to be hard, don't get me wrong. But after the first 2 seasons, I was like, oh God, I hope we don't breeze through this.
Yeah.
Now you can clearly see this isn't going to be a walk in the park. We are going to be challenged. And it's, all right, season 1 and 2 wasn't that hard. But it seems like season 3 and 4, we scraped by here. Season 5 and 6 could be our trickiest yet. So this whole challenge of the race into the Scottish Premiership, the title, it's going to be a long one, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, it might well be a long one, but this is why you need to subscribe so you do not miss what happens next.